Sparkle, sparkle, little star. Hey there, and welcome to the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. My name's Thomas, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make those beautiful crochet Christmas stars. They're super cute, super festive, and you can make them in under 20 minutes. You can use them to decorate your gifts, or use them on your Christmas cards. Of course, you can wear them as earrings, or simply put them on the Christmas tree as Christmas tree ornaments. Ho ho ho, who's ready to make some sparkly stars? But before we start, just take a sec to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So in order to make those beautiful crochet Christmas stars in 3 colors, here's what you need. First up, the yarn. This is actually the same yarn that I used for all the stars and trees that I made for my Christmas cards this year. And it's from Hobbii, of course. It's called Rainbow Glitter Christmas. And it has that beautiful glitter, sparkly, golden shine. And I also love the color combinations, the 2 types of red and the 2 types of green. And it comes as a package like this with 10 skeins with 2 from each color. And you always have to be quick because they're sold out quickly before the holidays. So get your stocks and get the yarn. So for this tutorial and for the next star, I'm going to use the darker green as a base. Of course, we need the white, and the outer part of the star will be in the red, so I can leave them right here. The next thing you need is, of course, a crochet hook, 4 millimeters. Then, of course, the yarn needle. Very good to have one. You only need it like in the very end of this tutorial when it comes to sew in that last piece of yarn. And that's basically it. So if you're familiar sewing in ends without, you can do so. Otherwise, take the yarn needle. And then, of course, to finish off, some scissors. So to start off, we take the darker green yarn and make a magic ring. You wrap the yarn around your finger like this. Grab the yarn from in between, push it over this X here. Get in that hole, grab the yarn again. So now you have 2 loops on your hook, and then pull that last loop through the first one like this, and now you can release the magic ring and pull that loop tight, and now you should have this effect that when you like pull on the end part of the yarn, the loop here gets smaller. And later on we are going to use this exact same effect to tighten our first round. And like this, you have the magic ring. If you don't want to do with the magic ring, you can always chain 3 and then make a slip knot into that first chain and just work the following stitches in that circle or that hole that you created. It's the same effect. In the end, the middle part of the star would have like a bigger hole. Some people prefer it like this, but I personally go with the magic ring. And you are good to go with round number 1. For this round, we are going to start with a chain 3, so you yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, chain 1, yarn over, pull through, chain 2, yarn over, pull through, chain 3. So now you have like 1, 2, 3 loops, and this chain 3 actually serves as our first double crochet. So now we need 2 more double crochets. So we yarn over, get in that first loop, yarn over, pull through. You now have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over, then pull through 2. Oh, I lost it. Pull through 2, and yarn over again and pull through the 2 loops on your hook, and this is then your first double crochet. Have to release a bit more of the yarn. One more, yarn over, go into that ring, yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is actually our first segment that we are going to use as round 1, the circle, the center of the star, and we need 4 more of those, all separated by a chain 1. So next up is a chain 1, like this, and then we make 3 more double crochets into the magic ring. So yarn over, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And the next one, get in the ring, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And the third double crochet we can make like this, and then our second segment is done. And here you can always see where you like put this chain 1. It separates everything from each other. Now we have 2, we need 5 in total, so we chain 1 again, and then 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. It's a bit fiddly in the beginning because you always have to hold the magic ring a little bit, because you don't have like a straight work where everything is in place. It's still a bit wobbly in the beginning, but that is completely fine. You're going to get used to it. After about 100 ornaments this Christmas season, I can say that I'm totally fine. Even when it's twisted, it's all good. So this was segment number 3. Then we make the next chain 1. Then the next set of 3 double crochets. And for those of you who are a bit more experienced with crochet, I think everyone has their own style of how to work in the magic ring. And no matter how you do it, as long as the result is alright, it's fine. So this was segment number 4, the last one. We chain 1 and make 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And since we didn't start with a chain 1 in the beginning, we make it in the end. And then we can pull on that end yarn here. We pull it tight so that everything is together, and then we finish this round by making a slip knot in the third chain from this, in the third loop from the first chain that we did. So here's the first loop, here's the second loop. right here is the third loop, and we go in there and make a slip knot. So you yarn over, pull the yarn through, and then directly pull through the loop on your hook. And now what we want to do, in order to not sew in that many ends in the end, because every time you change the color, there's like a yarn end somewhere. So what I do is that I slip knot my way right into that chain 1 space we made here, and I do it like this. I go into the back loop of the next double crochet and make a slip knot, then into the next one as well, slip knot, and then you're already at this chain 1 space, and you do exactly the same thing, a slip knot into that space, and now you can already cut the green yarn off. This is how it looks like, and you just pull it, and like this it's already like woven in or crocheted in. And this was round number 1. You might think, where's the star? In the next round you will see more of the star, but so far it looks like a wobbly circle, but this is about to change in round number 2. And for round number 2 we take the white yarn and we are going in exactly into that space where we stopped. We make sure that the yarn end from the previous color is on the opposites or in the side where we are working in. You take the white yarn, you don't need to do a knot or something like this. You put it over your hook, push it through that space here, and then what I do is I make sure that the yarn end is pointing towards the same direction like the end yarn from the previous round. Pull the white yarn over, push it through, and then you just tighten it a little bit so that it gets fixed, and then you can already start with round number 2. And we start in the exact same way. We make a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this chain 3 here serves as our first double crochet. For each of those spaces from the previous round we are going to make 3 double crochets, a chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets, all in this same space here. And for the first segment we are going to weave in those end yarns already. So this is why it's important that you have them here on in the same direction as you are going forward, because right now we are going to sew them in. So we make the next double crochet, we yarn over, you pull through that hole, you yarn over, make sure that the end loops are also there right in the middle, you pull through 2 and pull through 2, one more, yarn over, go into that space, the yarn ends over it, pull through 2 and pull through 2. So this is then the first half of this round 2 segment. Now we make a chain 2, 1, 2, and then we make 3 more double crochets, again with the yarn ends in between, 2, and the last one. Here we go. So we have 3 double crochets, a chain 2, 3 double crochets, and this is exactly the same thing that we are going to do in each of the following 4 round corners or spaces here, and we are going into that space directly, so we don't chain anything. We yarn over and make the first double crochet into that space, and for this you don't have to like hold the yarn ends, so I just let them go and make our double segment right in here. So this was number 2, this was number 3. Then again we chain 2. This chain 2 later on is like an indicator where the peak of the star is going to be. And then the next set of 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Just like this, and again we go directly into that next space without any chain and start making those 3 double crochets, 2, 3, again chain 2 for the peak, and 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. So this was the third one. Then we go directly into the next space. If it's too fast for you, you can always use the YouTube function and slow it down or press pause. Just take your time. The more you crochet, the easier it will get. Chain 2 and 3 more double crochets. And I hope you can also see the sparkly effect of this Christmas yarn. I love it so much. It's very sparkly. Normally it doesn't show that well on camera, but it's just so pretty, and I love sparkles. And the last one, 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, 2, and 3. And since we didn't do any like chain in between our segments, we can already close the second round with a slip knot into that 1, 2, 3rd loop, into that 3rd loop from our chain 3 in the beginning, and now I'm stuck. So this can happen too. I will leave it in so you see that it's completely normal that something like this happens. So you go in, pull it through, wobbly as hell, but it's completely fine. Don't stress out if something isn't working that perfectly well. That's the magic of crochet. Take your time. If it's not working, just open it again, do it again, and you're good to go. And we can now make the slip knot. And as we did it in the first round, I'm going to slip knot my way into our next bigger space here. So we go into that back loop and make a slip knot, and the same into the next slip knot, and then we are already at the space. We go into that space, get the yarn through, and make a slip knot. And we can cut off the white. We don't need it anymore. And to finish the round, just pull the yarn through, and now it looks more like a star already. We have a pentagon now, and now you can clearly see where like the peaks of the star are going to be. They are always going to be in those bigger corner spaces here, and we are already good to go with the third and final round and the next color change, and we are going to use the red. And here we are not going to start up here, we are actually going to start in this space here. I don't really know why. I tested out so many stars in preparation for my Christmas cards this year, and they were all like 6 corner stars, and I always wanted just 5, and I experimented a little bit, and I don't know why I don't start up here. Maybe because in the end this part where we start here will be our bottom part of the star, and for me this looked a bit prettier, but feel free to do it some other way. So like we did it for the white, when we change from green to white, we are getting the next color, pull it through, make sure that the yarn, the left or the beginning of the yarn is like right in front of your work. Get the yarn from the back, pull it through, and pull it then tight. And what I do here is that I'm going to like twist the yarn again in front of me, so that this leftover yarn here then goes along the work. You don't have to do it. It's a bit more clean, I would say, in the end, to continue, but you can do it any way you want to. So we start round number 3, and we do this by going in here, like in the middle, somewhere in between those 2 or 3 double crochets. We get the yarn and we make a single crochet. So 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. This is the single crochet. Next up we are going to do a half double crochet in that big space. Again, make sure that both of these yarn ends, the white and the red, are pointing towards the direction you're going. For a half double crochet, we yarn over, go into that space, pull the yarn through 3 loops on your hook, and then we go through all 3 of them at once. But this is a half double crochet. Next up we do 2 double crochets. You're now familiar with how they work. You yarn over, get the yarn, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over again, pull through the last 2 of the loops on your hook, and another one, double crochet, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So now you can see we are going up to create this peak. We chain 2. This is basically the real peak, where we then go downwards here. You can, if you would like to do it, or if you want to have a more accentuated peak, corner, whatever you call it, you can actually also make 3, which is also quite great or quite nice to remember. So round 1 we always did a chain 1, round 2 we did a chain 2, and for round 3 we would do a chain 3. But all the stars I made were done with a chain 2. I'm just saying that there are multiple options. And then we do the exact same thing but reverse it. So we start with 2 double crochets all into that same space, and always have the yarn ends right in between them, so later on we don't have to sew them in. And just as we did here, we make a half double crochet. So grab the yarn, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now we can leave those yarn ends behind us, and then you always see like 2 loops here or 2 spaces here. You can alternate in whatever of these spaces or stitches you would want to go. I usually go into the first one and make a single crochet and then leave the next one out of it, so it creates like this angle here a bit more, and you're completely free to use either one of them. And then we go directly into that space, the same space where we also started, a similar space like where we started, and make another single crochet. And then we completed basically our first peak here, and now we have to do the same thing 4 more times. So here again, pick the space or pick the stitch that you like and make a single crochet, and then yarn over, make the first half double crochet in that bigger space, then followed by 2 double crochets and 2. Then we make a chain 2 for the peak, or when you started with a chain 3, make a chain 3, and then 2 more double crochets, 1, 2, and a half double crochet all into that same space, half double crochet, and then again pick one of the 2 stitches, make a single crochet, and then we are already at our next turning point. Make a single crochet, pick the next of the 2 following, single crochet, and then again 1 half double crochet, 2 double crochets, chain 2, and reverse 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and 1 half double crochet, then again our space 2, single crochet in it. Now I get stuck somewhere. This also could happen, but as I said before, you just go back. I even opened that half double crochet and do it again. Usually at the second time the hole you want to work in is big enough, and you can easily work it in. Then our next single crochet into that space, then another one, and the next half double crochet, 2 double crochets. Now I got completely stuck with the yarn. So this tutorial is quite perfect to show you all the things that could happen when you do crochet. But as I said before, just keep calm, untangle the yarn, and continue. Always count a little bit in your head. So we had like that first half double crochet, now 2 double crochets, so we're at the peak, so we chain 2 and go reverse, 2 double crochets, oops, missed one here, and a half double crochet, and then again into one of those 2 next spaces, the yarn again is playing with me today. Single crochet, and the next single crochet into one of the next 2 stitches. Then we are already at our last segment here, so we make the half double crochet, then 2 double crochets and a chain 2, and going down this peak again with 2 double crochets and a half double crochet, like this. Then we have only 2 spaces left, 2 stitches. We make the single crochet in it, and then to finish it we are going into that space, pull the yarn through and simply make a slip knot, and to secure it we yarn over and chain again. Oops. Then we can cut the red yarn and pull that loop through, just like this. Now you can stretch the star a little bit to pull on those peaks to like just get it a bit in form. And what I do love about this star is that for me this is more than just a star. This is like also a snowflake kind of thing, and I just love how the colors work into each other. It gets like a flower and a star here, a snowflake there, a star in total. I just love that. So here was our end. Now we are going to attach the hanger on top. And to do that, we grab a bit of this tangled yarn and we make a loop with your hands, grab the hook, and then go into that top space here, grab the yarn, pull it through, yarn both ends over your hook and pull it through, pull it tight, and in the end, of course, we make a knot so that it won't slip through, and we can cut off the excess part of it, and the hanger is done. Now the only thing we have to do is to get rid of all this leftover or end yarns or starting yarns, and we are also going to like push on that middle yarn a little bit because it opened up. You can also leave it. In the end it will probably like either way like go a bit out because it's still yarn, it's still flexible, it's still living. And we are going to start actually from the back to where we started. So we take this end yarn here and use our yarn needle, and what I do is that I'm going to sew it in the direction where the next yarn ends are, and I do it very easily. I just go through all of those loops, and I don't care where I go through as long as the yarn needle arrives at this space here where we have the other yarn ends, and I just pull it through. Pull it not too tight but tight, and you can basically leave the yarn needle because we don't need it anymore. And then we have like those 3 here. You can cut them close to the loop. Then we take the next one. So this now shows why we already incorporated them into our crochet, so that in the end You don't have to like sew them in separately, because when you crochet over them, you're good to go. And that last piece, and here we go. The Christmas star is finished. And as you can see, when you use a yarn or the same yarn in different colors, you can easily alternate the colors on the go. I had like 8 versions in total, always with the white in the center. And this is how you do the Totally Fierce Crochet Christmas Star 2023. Maybe I find a new star for the next year, but for this year this should be it. So have fun! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed making those Christmas stars with me. No, I'm not sure what Holly has to say about this, but we hope to see you again next time. Only at the Totally Fierce Crochet channel.